Your home is not just a place you sleep. It's not just walls, furniture, or a roof over your head. Your home is your spirit made visible. It's your peace, your energy, your family's future, living in physical form. Most people think danger comes from strangers, from enemies, from obvious threats. But the Bible warns about something far more subtle. The real danger comes from the people you trust enough to let inside. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you're going to think of someone specific. And the third one, almost no one sees coming until the damage is already done. Number 1, the flatterer. This is the person who always sounds good. They speak sweetly. They praise you constantly. They agree with everything you say. At first, it feels like love. They make you feel seen, appreciated, important. But here's what most people miss. Not all kindness is honest. Proverbs 29:5 says, "Whoever flatters his neighbor is spreading a net for his feet." A net, a trap. Let that sink in. Most people think encouragement builds you, but the wrong kind of encouragement blinds you. The flatterer doesn't correct you. They don't challenge you. They don't warn you when you're about to make a mistake. They keep you comfortable, because comfort keeps you predictable, and predictable means controllable. Here's the illusion. Most people think, if someone supports me, they care about me. But the truth is, real care sometimes feels uncomfortable. Real care tells you the truth when it's inconvenient. The flatterer? They tell you what benefits them. Think about Judas. He didn't betray Jesus with anger. He didn't come with a weapon. He came with a kiss. That's how deception works. It doesn't attack. It approaches. And here's what changes everything. The flatterer doesn't want your growth. They want access. Access to your space. Access to your trust. Access to your life. So ask yourself honestly, is there someone in your life who has never disagreed with you? Never challenged you? Never told you a hard truth? That's not loyalty. That's a setup. And the Bible is clear, that person doesn't belong in your home. But here's what most people miss. The flatterer is actually the easiest to spot. Once you understand this, the second type is harder, because they don't hide behind sweetness. They come in loud. Number 2, the contentious person. This is the one who brings chaos into your space. Every time they visit, something shifts. There's tension, there's drama, there's conflict that didn't exist before they arrived. And somehow, they're always at the center of it. Proverbs 21:19 says, "Better to live in a desert than with a quarrelsome and nagging person." Think about that. The Bible is literally saying loneliness is better than constant conflict. That's not exaggeration, that's protection. Because here's what most people underestimate. Conflict is contagious. You think you're just tolerating it. You think you're strong enough to handle it. But slowly, you start speaking differently. You start reacting differently. You start carrying tension that isn't even yours. And one day, you look around your home, and it doesn't feel peaceful anymore. It feels heavy. That's not random. Proverbs 26:21 explains it perfectly. A contentious person is like charcoal to embers and wood to fire. They don't have to start the fire. They just have to be present. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes, this person is family, a sibling, a parent, a relative you feel obligated to welcome. And we tell ourselves, it's okay, they're family. But wisdom doesn't make exceptions for blood. Let that sit with you. Most people think setting boundaries is rejection. But the truth is, setting boundaries is protection. You are responsible for the atmosphere inside your home, not them. You. And you cannot build peace while repeatedly inviting chaos through your front door. But here's where it gets deeper. The first person manipulates your perception. The second person disrupts your peace. The third one, they change who you become. Quietly, slowly, without you even noticing. Number 3, the morally corrupt person. This is the one almost nobody sees clearly. Because they're not loud. They're not obviously dangerous. They're likable, charming, fun to be around. And that's exactly why they're dangerous. They don't attack your values directly. They erode them, gradually. You start laughing at things you once felt uncomfortable with. You start tolerating conversations that used to bother you. You start lowering your standards. Just a little, then a little more. And here's the part that should wake you up. 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, "Bad company corrupts good character." Not might corrupt, not could corrupt, corrupts, guaranteed. But here's what most people think. I'm strong enough not to be influenced. No, you're human enough to be influenced. That's the truth. The morally corrupt person doesn't need to convince you to change. Their presence does the work. Over time, your home starts to feel different. Less like a sanctuary, more like the world you were trying to protect yourself from. And the tragedy is, you usually love this person, which makes it harder to see clearly. But here's the truth most people avoid. Love without discernment leads to destruction. Now let me show you something deeper. Most people think this message is about cutting people off. It's not. It's about understanding access, because not everyone deserves access to your sacred space. Jesus loved everyone, but he didn't give everyone access. That's the difference. And here's the shift that changes everything. Keeping the wrong people out is not rejection. It's protection, not just for you, but for everyone inside your home, your children, your partner, your future self. Proverbs 4:23 says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Your home is your heart made physical. So if your heart needs guarding, so does your home. Let me bring this full circle. The flatterer steals your discernment. The contentious person steals your peace. The morally corrupt person steals your values. And if you lose those three things, you don't just lose comfort. You lose direction. You lose clarity. You lose yourself. But here's what most people miss. Discernment is not about becoming cold. It's about becoming wise. You can love people and still limit their access. You can care about someone and still protect your space. You can pray for them without letting them influence you. That's maturity. That's spiritual awareness. That's protection. So here's the question, and don't answer it lightly. Who have you been allowing into your space that has been quietly changing your atmosphere? Take a moment, be honest, because clarity like this is rare. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. If this opened your eyes, I want you to do something simple. Drop one number in the comments. 1 for the flatterer, 2 for the contentious person, 3 for the morally corrupt one. No explanation needed, just the number, because that one number means you're aware. And awareness is the first step to protection.